Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Tug. Today, I am here with my amazing co-host. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, y'all. Happy MLK Day.
Hi, Edward.
Yeah, what it do, baby?
I'm just so happy to be back with you guys, The Tug. Today, we are coming
in person,
but virtually. We try to do in person as much as we can. Next week, I'm coming to you, Edward.
One down.
So yeah,
next week. We can go next week. You drive?
Let's go. The party bus is coming to town. Brooklyn, where you at?
So I just wanted to basically talk about the last episode to all of our listeners, because of course you saw that there was a little audio issues with the last episode. So we definitely want to apologize. The thing was, after we all know that the premiere was literally 2 hours. So after we recorded the premiere recap episode, that also was like an hour and 45 minutes.
2 days long.
We then realized that our system was never recording.
Which was the biggest gag of the evening.
I would say the biggest gag of like the first 25% of
Fuck
the
the twins. It was our mics were not.
Right. Fuck Sugar and Spice. This was the biggest gag.
Like, there'll be gags this season, and there were gags.
But regardless, we was able to save it, give you guys something, and thank you for coming back, because this episode, our mics are on, and we are still being the shady queens we are, speaking the truth. If you don't like it, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in. There's other podcasts that if you just Google Drag Race on your favorite podcast app, you can find. If this is not your cup of tea, then break the fucking tea, bitch. Anyways, let's keep it moving. Oh my God, I love the talk. I love being with you ladies. So episode 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race, All Queens Go to Heaven. We started.
Cherry pie. That bitch in hell.
I don't know about her.
In hell.
Oh Lord.
Robbie Turner.
And that's how we're starting. That's the energy we got today.
That is the energy. Oh my God. So episode 3, All Queens Go to Heaven. We start the episode with first of all, the goodbye of Irene. And you know, she's not in the workroom. All the girls are coming back in. They have their moment. I feel like this cast definitely loves a moment. So all of the girls are definitely trying to like have their own, like, this is gonna be my big like individual moment in the workroom. So and it's not wrong. I appreciate that, because I rather girls that bring the drama and bring the emotion to the season than girls that are not going to do anything.
We want entertainment. We want people to chat.
Like, we want entertainment. We want you to be vulnerable. You know, like for the first time ever, thousands and thousands of people are watching you and your story. So like open up and tell us like all the shit that you've been
we want to get to know you not only as like who you are, like as a queen, but like we want to feel that raw. Like we want that rawness.
Yes.
If I had a nickel.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I was kind of ready to see that moment for Irene to be packing. But I do agree that the queens are all looking. I don't think they're looking. I think they're doing good TV. They're making good TV. And the casting team on that end did an amazing job. I think going through, because I keep just thinking about the twins in my head. I'm like, the fact that they're on there and they really haven't ever like been on a stage. They really are managing themselves well.
They're doing good.
Where we'll get into it later on with this episode, how they manage themselves, and I'm like rooting for them. I really do feel like I'm getting to know them.
I know, it really does feel like that, and I guess that's one of the positives, even though, you know, one of the negatives that the entire Twitter gay world has been in uproar is the fact that the episodes were cut down.
Which I'm like, I see the little petition that they're doing, which is cute.
I'm sorry,
which is cute, but they're not gonna
I'm sorry, everybody, but like I work in television. Those petitions don't do anything. Like there's contracts involved. Production has been paid.
No one's fucking with the real friends of WeHo on their watch.
Like,
unfortunately, not.
Like nothing's happening now. Of course, all of these things can kind of like give a hint to like the programming directors, you know, for next season. Like, are they gonna get picked up or not? But yeah, nothing is happening this season. They're not gonna change it. I think the most they'll do it's like move it to another time period. But I don't see them canceling
They have to re-edit it and everything.
No.
I don't think the show would get canceled, but I do think they could put it to like after ridiculousness or before ridiculousness, like somewhere that is not interfering
Like
with
right at
our
2
love of life.
a.m. when like the third round of ridiculousness is done, then you can put new episodes right there, like around the 1:45 mark, like when no one is awake.
It's like when you're like laying down in your bed and the TV's just on, you're like, oh shit, like should I turn it off? Like I'm gonna let it rock through the night.
You need to say that in the background. So I'm like, I'm a trade. I'm like,
Oh
I
my-
don't know what this is. Oh my god, like, have you?
Wait, you know what's the funny part? Yesterday, I fell asleep watching Drag Race Canada, and that's literally what woke me up like at 7 in the morning. That's actually hilarious because that's literally what I was like. Oh.
It's mother.
That's a raw.
I was like, Lord Jesus, Drag Race is legit taking over my fucking life. Like, it's insane. It's like the Friends. When you put on Friends, it's like casual television. You know, you can never go wrong with putting an episode of Drag Race while you clean, while you
douche. Like I be listening to random seasons while douching. Like I'll just be like, whoop, whoop. Like,
oh girl,
good douching material, mama.
So how far? I was gonna say how far in the episode before you're ready to go? You're like at lip sync. You're like, "Ooh, girl, I'm ready to."
By the time the girl gets lip out, I know my body's ready.
Right.
Start douching at the mini challenge. I'll be done by the runway.
So this week, the girls, because of the shortened episode, we don't even get a mini challenge,
which I hate because like that's where we lose like those like dumbass candid moments. Like, bitch, I love like the get into quick drag. Like that's when you see like like I love the quick drag.
What the fuck can you do real quick for me? Show me what you got.
And I know exactly, and I know that they recorded it, you know, like and that's why kind of like also like as a viewer makes me feel super upset because it's like we're not seeing content that was filmed, and that pisses me off because it's gonna be like I feel like season 15 is gonna have all of this footage of unseen stuff that like what happened, and I feel like also like why isn't the RuPaul's Drag Race YouTube page posting like you know like work with the fans, give it to us somehow. If you can air it, then go on the YouTube page and post cuts that we haven't seen.
For someone who takes like 2 hours to get in the quick drag, were you like kind of upset about that you can't see the quick drag?
It's upsetting, but I do think that they're probably gonna elongate the season and draw it out all the way to the like maybe like right after Pride, and then they're gonna give us All Stars in July. So I hope that it means more episodes.
Dude, and All Star Summer is the best summer.
Like, can't wait.
There is just something about an All Star
Last summer, like we can attest
All Star
like
All Star 7 summer was truly one of the best summers of my entire life.
It's crazy that we can also like
every weekend.
You can go back through the years. You know how you'd be like, oh, like junior year, I did XYZ. But you'd be like, oh no, this season premiered when I was doing XYZ.
Right.
It's a great way to look at it.
You really do, especially with American Drag Race and
you love American Drag Race. You love your American Drag Race.
That's my, that's mama.
She's that girl.
She's that girl. So it's like you can really picture yourself like, oh my god, I remember when this season was airing and I was also going through this. Drag Race. It brings families together all over.
Does it?
Through and through. I mean, look at us. We all matched accidentally tonight. We all have.
Oh my god, we're giving Nude Illusion.
So I'm actually wearing a shirt by Aligned Label. This is the Feminism Collection. So buy online label.
Yeah, support a small business, support a business of color. Who are you wearing, Edward?
H&M.
I don't want to see no H&M on my fucking Zoom call.
Well, here we are. No, but the gag is, hold on.
RuPaul is never watching our the talk. Like,
oh my god!
Yo, what a gag! The fact that
we all kind of like
full circle.
No, this is so cute. The fact that we actually are
next week is leather, so everyone get their leather looks.
Ooh, okay.
Well, I'm excited. I was gonna go hunting on Sunday. It'll be fresh.
So this week the challenge is an acting challenge. So in this heavenly acting challenge, the queens must create infomercials for a queer afterlife. Country singer Maren Morris is the guest judge this week.
I don't know who that is.
And LGBTQ activist, the queen herself, Ts Madison, is also on the judging panel.
Woo!
It's Ts Madison's first time as a real judge.
Which
all I remember her is seeing her like on Twitter saying bigdickbitch.com and her big ass dick swinging. So whenever I see her on that judging table, I know that there's something hanging down there.
Well, she's come a long way, and I'm happy for her to be on this judging panel and bring it to the girls, because I really do think she's going to have a lot of good advice to offer. And being someone who is slowly evolving into the drag queen I am. I'm excited to see, like, hear her perspective and take those notes. And see how the girls take it.
I also feel like Ts Madison, it's a perfect example of someone that like may have had like a rough start into like stardom, but has been able to like completely like change their brand, because they literally went from porn to being on some of the biggest stages in media. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with the porn industry. However, you really don't see people be in the porn industry.
That crossover.
And also be in the mainstream.
That's usually where it ends for a lot of people. Like people will start the porn and then they'll end up being like your realtor.
Right.
Like, and she's like making a name for herself. And I just like how she gives a different perspective. Like we have white ass Michelle, white ass Carson. Like we need some diversity on that stage, because RuPaul's a white woman to me. I'm sorry. When she's in that blonde get up and that Raven paints her like 18 shades lighter, there's white women on that stage. So
no, it's definitely good to see some color on that stage for sure, because actually it's crazy. Like I never really actually recognized the fact that it is RuPaul and 3 other white people. Like the other judges are all, like the 4 judges are all white.
Well, Michelle's Latina.
She's not.
Amboy, period. But it's good to see melanin, and we're always excited. You know, if it's black, it's better, what they say. So we there with it.
We there with it. So looking at the challenge, do you have anybody that you were like, okay, they're gonna eat this challenge just because of the fact that it's an acting challenge?
Well, from the previews, I was a little worried with what Sasha was gonna be giving, and then I also saw Aura in the background doing a little like 1-2 1-2. So I was like, oh shit, this is not gonna like roll out the way they have planned. So when we started seeing Michelle's reactions and the way she was managing the set, I was starting to be like, oh, like lights, camera, action, the fucking pressure is on, and let's see what they got. And I do think they felt that pressure, especially when they decided those teams.
I didn't like how they did that at all. Like how it was like Anitra gets to pick her entire team first. Like I would have liked it like 3, like how they do the normal, like 3 captains, and they pick like dodgeball style for someone to pick an entire team. And the next person picks an entire team. And then to call the rest of the girl the leftovers, I feel like it was kind of like, it was giving me the pork chop lounge. And I was like, you already set the girls up to fail by giving them the names to leftovers. I feel like,
is it a chance to fail or a chance to prove yourself? Because we've seen in the past where, quote unquote, the leftovers end up turning it and burning it. You know what I mean? So they had that opportunity. Yeah. There was that opportunity, I think, when we get into the conversation of how they manage their leadership style within that setting. That's where we get to see the rollout of what led to the results of their performance. But team 1, I think from the jump, I didn't peep that like she got to pick up her entire team, but I was like, oh bitch, like this is the winning team. Like she chose like people who are it just gave powerhouses. Yeah. And it's crazy that we could kind of realize that so early on.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like having that talent show early in the season kind of let us know who are the queens to watch, you know, especially
who's entertainers,
who are the entertainers, who are the actors. I feel like, you know, there's an acting challenge. You definitely want Marsha on your team. You know what I'm saying? Like
BFA, baby.
You already know. So let's get into the conversation of the teams, because one of the things that really made me upset was the fact that it was Spice, right? Or was it Sugar?
It was Sugar.
Sugar, I'm sorry, it's so hard with them. But Sugar was legit, you know, like having actual good ass like advice and like ideas for her team. And I really did not like the fact that, first of all, that was rude as fuck what Jax did.
Like actually put her hands on
like that? I'm sorry. Like let's actually call a spade a spade.
Hold on, let's paint the picture. The teams are divided, and now they get to sit together and figure out what they're gonna do for their acting challenge. Right. The thing with team 3 was they didn't have someone taking up that leadership role or everyone collaborating, which is when you were saying Jax.
Right. And also, and you know, in this same team, we have Mistress, we have Malaysia, We have who else is in the team? Jax. We have was it Robin part of this team?
I think so. Yeah, I don't remember.
Robin was a part of this team.
Yeah, Robin was a part of this team. And then we have Sugar. So then Sugar is, no one is taking the leadership role. Mistress tries a little bit, Malaysia tries a little bit, but no one is taking up that role. So then Sugar is providing some good ideas because the challenge is creating infomercials, creating videos. Sugar and Spice are the pros at creating videos.
That's what they do. That's how they got here.
That's literally what they do.
This is a TikTok video.
I feel like sometimes they use that thing against them too much, where it doesn't let them understand that there's also some strengths that come from being a social media queen.
Yeah.
So like they hate the fact that they're TikTok queens, and they couldn't see past that and understand that, oh shit, Sugar and Spice are probably going to be really good for the challenge because they're used to making videos and making things entertaining and writing things that are funny because the video is only going to be 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like
I get it. Another challenge, it was like a singing or like a dancing, like, and Sugar or Spice was kind of giving their input. Okay, I get it. Let's let someone else take the reins. Like, this is what they do. This is their meat and potatoes. Like, they're not fucking performing at a bar. They're TikToking. Yeah. So for Jax I just did not like how Jax kind of like went over to her and like moved her chair over. Like, I felt like that was kind of watching it. I was like, that was, bitch, you're lucky it was not,
it was a lot.
She would have done it to Mistress. She would not have done it to Mistress. She would not have done it to Lux or Malaysia. She did it to
Well, I think that's exactly. I think people know who they can try, and Jax attempted trying Sugar, and Sugar allowed it. And this is where I go with this. Where it wasn't right, I do think it was such an opportunity for Sugar to really pop off, and like not pop off in the sense of like rah rah rah, but pop off in the sense of like I'm standing up for myself, because in I could assume, and for what we like hear, it's easy for, I guess, a new queen to, be stepped over and kind of spoken over. I think she went a little too far when she ended up like moving her out the seat. It's funny, it's shady, like Sugar moved, but they missed the opportunity for her to really just like let it roll out. And like Coco says, like, I would have sat back, said I was the team captain, and watched this win. You know what I mean? Let everybody have their moment to shine. And I mean, they paid the price later on. And especially when Poppy got picked last for the second team, and she turns around and she's like, losers. And I was cracking up because Rue's like,
that's a fail. I'm sorry. Shit like that. Like, and you can also kind of tell each episode by the edit. Like, bitch, you had Poppy open up the TV show tonight, like that day. Like, you had her talk. Like, I always get like skeptical of any type of editing, because if you have Poppy open up like, this is my day, I'm walking into the workroom and I'm super excited for today. I'm like, okay, this bitch is either going to be winning or the bottom.
Right. Like, there's no. I actually like not to like look at the show in that way, because like I find myself analyzing everything, and I feel like, a lot of people do that. Like, even when I was at a watch party watching this episode, everybody was like, oh, I already know this is going to happen because they just made a cut to her face. And I'm like, okay, like, stop analyzing the show so much. Like, try to enjoy it. That's why I also don't read spoilers or anything like that, because let's be for real.
I feel like that's all right, man. Like, I watched the show, and I would say now I'm like really like, oh, it's Friday. Like, this is what I'm doing. Like, I never thought I'd find myself indoors or just like, listen, I'm going to a bar to watch the show. Like, I'm here with it.
Right.
But right.
So I think that, as we hold on, let me get my train of thought together. So we just covered the little tussle that they had.
Now then, Michelle.
Okay, so and then this is the last thing I say about Jax. Remember when Bosco tried that with Lady Camden? And Lady Camden, what did she do? She ate them. Jax, if you was gonna take her out the spotlight, you should have ate that motherfucking shit up. And then I'm gonna get to it later. I'm gonna play this clip real quick, but I'm gonna get to it later. Because I said it when I watched this episode that I was gonna get in your ass. So let's listen to this clip, and then I'm gonna get in your ass, Jax.
Zone.
They say God is a woman, and I am. And I'm also a drag queen, and your personal guide to life's ultimate after party. Where am I? You're dead. Oh, 1 minute I was jumping off a box and I died a local girl. Here, every drag queen is a superstar. Let's show you our amenities.
Here in paradise, each and every one of our little drag superstars gets a complimentary consultation with a licensed drag queen therapist. Okay, sweetheart, you are perfect. You are beautiful. You look like Linda Evangelista, and in my professional opinion, you are wearing just enough makeup. Wow, that's so nice of you to do all that. But where's the party? I want to turn up.
I got just the place. After a lifetime of busting this back, I'm finally doing something that I love.
Absolutely nothing.
Just watch.
You mean to tell me that they're tipping her all that cointada for doing nothing? What is this place?
Look over there.
We offer complimentary plastic surgery to keep you using your back. I want some of that.
Oh, don't worry, honey. You'll get some of that. So aren't you living for this afterlife? Hello, I'm Selena. I looked into the light and found myself here at... Where am I again? Palm Springs! The afterlife is in Palm Springs? Where drag queens go to die. Cheers!
Like, I'm sorry, but what a performance.
That was
That
so
shit was
good.
and do you know who I was living for? Like, and I didn't expect to? Selena.
Oh,
Kept up. She was funny.
I
No.
told ya.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, you know, I've been one of the biggest Selena haters out here.
It was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen.
Since the episode started. No, and I'm still not like the biggest fan, but she did great this week. She definitely
That's
did
the
great.
right way.
Yo.
I mean, when talking about the challenge, she did a good job, and I feel like, in a way, also her team carried her a little bit. You know, she had a good team. She had a good team. So I feel like since everyone was funny, and I also feel like her lines weren't really like.
They were giving me Selena.
They were
Yeah.
funny. You telling me they're giving her all that cointana for doing nothing? Like, I love the way she sells it, and that's the thing about her. Like, she really does know her. Like, her drag is her. Like, she's just a goof, and I'm like invested. And watching that entire video, I'm like, I felt like I was watching it for the first time. I was like,
Right.
like I want more. I want more. I want more.
That
For the whole
was so funny,
series.
like-
This whole series.
Oh, that was such a good and it's crazy because watching it, I was like, yo, they really have to either match that or do better. And like honestly, like it was sure. Like they couldn't match that.
They really cannot match that.
And I think that brings to Wellington's point where that's what we would have wanted to see from Jax. And I think when you especially are pitching the line, like the fact that like, oh, I wrote the script, I made the line, like you think it's about to hit. The thing is, when you're taking these roles of initiative, you also have to be a little bit of a leader and kind of not dictate, but be like, all right, Fulana, like you're good at this, like Teresa, you're good at that. I want y'all over here together and we're gonna figure this out. I think Jax tried to just kind of plow through and didn't take anybody's idea, and that's why they were like, it was very just one box, one-minded. It was just one person's mind. She didn't collaborate with the rest of the queens.
Right.
There's no
sugar.
I feel like watching the other ones too, I feel so confused at like every part of like I was like, okay, like now this, but like Sasha's team, like they literally had like an idea, they executed it very well. Everyone had a purpose doing it, and they all meshed very well.
I think they had a concept. They were definitely, when they were pitching it, they had an idea and expected it to look a certain kind of way, but it's 3 strikes, unfortunately, and they were out. And we saw that, on their faces, even while they were kind of doing it. And I feel bad that they didn't realize that they were just improvising and it went under and like lost it.
Improv, and this was not an improv challenge.
Right.
That it was not. It was acting. So shout out Team 1.
And it's crazy to think like how good Team One did based upon like they make their own lines, their own scenes. Like it was really such a great creative effort from this team, and that's where it lacked from the others. There wasn't a skeleton or a foundation of like this is what we do, this is how we do it. And Jax explained that later, like there was some people missing a line and some people not saying a line. I think that's where all the other ones kind of seem like haphazard, where like this one had a point and had an execution to it.
Right. And I think that I'm not even like really trying to get into like detail of the other teams because clearly they weren't that strong. There were some outliers from those teams of people that did good individually, but it wasn't like a hit outside of the park like it was for Team Anitra. So let's get into these looks of the runway. Category is Metallica.
Category is 5 minutes or less. Like it was like express.
No,
checkout.
the way that they edited
it was more commercials than anything.
Right. The way that they edited these looks, it was just like, oh my God, because it was like you really can't even like
see the shoes.
Like the queens walk in and then they're already on the other corner and then ding dong boom bang.
You could tell because they didn't have a moment like usually the queen's like, I'm wearing my fit. There wasn't any of that. It was like the judges chatter and then Sasha walked in, went like this, did a turn, she was out. I'm like, no, I want to see Sasha's outfit. I want to see that bitch.
How Shorty exited. I don't know. I feel like we didn't even get no puns. Like I'm hoping that the reason it was a short episode was because they couldn't get too much content from what they had and they were just rolling it out right now. But let's
there's no imagining that in your head. The reason why it's a shorter episode is because Real Friends of WeHo and they're cutting out things because they
don't Tasha Paul. I don't give a fuck about you.
Like literally, like they said that like I know someone at my job that has someone that works over there, and they were saying how like they had to like go back and re-edit things.
Re-edit what?
Like re-edit like episodes because they found out from MTV that the episodes were being cut from 90 minutes like not too long ago either. So they have to re-edit these episodes.
Why would they do that? That is a crime. Back to this petition. If you guys haven't signed it yet, make sure to go to Cornbread's Twitter, where she's the person who started it all, and sign that damn petition because I want my 90 minutes back.
She'll never be on All Stars after this.
Is
All Stars going to be on Paramount? Because I need an hour and 45 minutes.
It might be on Paramount. It might still be on Paramount. Well, I want to give a shout out to this Instagram page who always posts all of the drag looks all the time. I really love this page. Shout out to them. They're at drag.looks on Instagram. So make sure that you guys go follow them because that's where we look at the drag looks when we're recapping. So, shouting out our fellow Drag Race
fans,
sisters out here,
social media sisters.
So let's get into this look. Sasha Colby,
mother, another slam dunk. I feel like the body looks golden and radiant. Like the outfit, it looks expensive. Like I feel like she's not gonna have a miss when she's on that runway.
What does Michelle say?
Stop.
Body. Last week she wore a gown.
It's a bodysuit.
So I'll take the body. But this is how you do a bodysuit.
No, I will say I was just trying to be shady, but this is how you do a bodysuit.
Shady mother.
The legs, the body, the fit, like
this is a bodysuit. Like not just the bodysuit, but like the body.
The body. No, and it's also giving like pageant, like literally like Miss America. Like she is working it. I wish that we would have seen how she walked it through the runway a little more. But for me, it's definitely 5 stars here.
No, it's definitely really, really good. I think that she looks regal. She looks expensive. I love the headpiece because it elevated the entire look. I love how the wings. I love that the wings are not like your regular basic like wings. I felt like this looks really, really good. And she
no hair.
Right.
And still made it look so.
I believe she would have added hair, it would have taken away from the headpiece. Because you really can't do if you see how low the headpiece cuts down, it makes a bang.
Yeah.
And as a part of the bang community, I really appreciate it.
And also, like, I love the hoops. She looked really, really beautiful. She looked really, really beautiful. It's definitely. I wanted to start something. So you know how they do toot and boot and like all of these things. I wanted to do like, does it make me wet or does it make me wet? Would be good, and then the other one would be
Dry.
Yeah.
Regret. Wet.
Wet or regret. Wet or regret.
Wet or regret. Ooh, that's cute.
That's
Look at us building our own show in front of you guys. Anyways,
Humble beginnings.
now let's get into it. Wet or regret?
I'm wet.
I'm wet.
I'm wet.
It's an all splash zone over here.
So, like, I am Aquafina. I am
I'm douche water wet.
like I'm life water wet.
Like
Like,
mermaids.
love that. Now next up, Amethyst.
It seemed racist to me.
How so?
I don't know why.
Why?
It just gave me racist.
Wait,
I loved it. I think the look was cute when you
why do
definitely
you say that though? Like, expand. Wait, hold on. Why?
Please elaborate.
I just feel like she's trying to go as a very white woman. I feel references to Diana Ross with the hair and with the cape as well, because Diana Ross was very capey.
I can understand that, but I feel like, I mean, yeah, like I get what you're saying, but I also feel like we can't look at life like that, because then everything's gonna become a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
I stand by that.
From one of the black people on this chat right now, don't stand
You're
by
defending this white woman?
Don't stand by it and move on.
Yeah.
Anyways, Amethyst.
I loved it. I think the headpiece, when you look at it a little closer, it is a little more simple on the end of quality. But similar to my commentary last week, it really does encourage me to really want to invest, and I know I can do it. You know what I mean? Because she is
Girl, no shade, but this is no padding. Like, she bought all of this online, and thanks to Irene, we know exactly what website she bought it from, because if you go on Irene's Twitter account, she posted her entire look and where she got it from.
Wait, really?
Yeah, like links.
And this is the second time.
Where are you gonna get those links?
So Edward, I'm sending you those links so we can start buying you some costumes.
Well, let's bring it on down, Sunday. You know where to send it. But yeah, like, you really are inspiring me, Amethyst, and I know I could do it. So that's my comment on it. It's there, like, if it's not wet, but it's not regret.
No, we can't start making these in betweens. You gotta pick.
It's wet or regret?
It's wet for me.
It's wet.
It's
okay,
wet.
so
I regret.
So I'm gonna say I'm not wet, but it's a little drizzle, and this is why. So I do like the look. I think she looks beautiful. I think that from last week to this week, this is definitely like an upgrade to what she did last week on the runway. Mm-hmm. My only thing is that it is just her wearing a bunch of clothes. There's nothing draggy about this aside from the fact that it's a man wearing women's clothing. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Like, the makeup is beautiful. She has a beautiful face, but the makeup is very minimal. We have big hair. There's no padding. You know, like, I just feel like she looks beautiful, but it's just like the clothes.
If the clothes are wearing her, she's not wearing them.
No, I do think she needs to start, like, padding, and
I definitely think that some of her sisters in the workroom should definitely, like, grab her and be like, "Hey, girl, like, this is how you can play with your body. This is how you can," because what makes drag is the fact that you see people playing with different types of bodies that they necessarily do not own. So I can give myself a big booty. I can give myself a cinched ass face. I can give myself big titties, and that's what makes drag. So I feel like when we see like this, where
it's transformation, it's the transformation.
It's the transformation.
But also, like, my thing is, like, if you're like, because I don't necessarily believe every queen needs to have a body, because, like, look at someone like a Naomi Smalls, like, that bitch don't need to, but she's extravagant. Like,
not everybody needs to pad.
I think, but if you're not gonna,
but Naomi has padded. I feel like there's times where Naomi has padded.
That's my number one queen. I can say that bitch is not a padder. She's padded once, and that was on the literal finale episode when she dressed as Raven. 1, 2. If you're not gonna,
but she padded. She understood the assignment and she padded.
my thing is like, if you're not gonna pad it, make it look good.
Right. Because then we get, right, we know, I'm like I
Well,
said.
hold on, because you said drizzle. I'm gonna go with drizzle too. Kevin, what you got to say about it?
Which I'm gonna choose the 1 or 2. I'm not making all these in betweens because then we're gonna be giving queens fucking little. I regret.
I don't. I wet.
Okay, so we're wet.
I wet. I just had to say those things because I feel like it's true. It's true. I need to plug the computer. Anyways, but then we get into the same conversation as we go with Sugar, who's next. And Sugar looks great. I love this look. It's so like it's iconic. Like it's such a, like
I want the album. I want the doll. I want like just literally here's my bank account number. Take all the money you
when
want.
she put that dog on the runway.
So
and it said, bitch, she took me back to the early 2000s for me. I was like,
10 dogs, like I was
like this was amazing, and it was like it was just it was dope. It was dope.
And that makeup is like
that makeup is it's amazing.
They know their brand. They execute it every time. Like my thing is like with Amethyst, like any bitch could have wore that, and I would not have thought it was Amethyst. Something even like with Sasha, like with Sugar, like and Spice, like if they took the face out, I would know that's Sugar, that's Spice.
Right.
It's like when we look at the face, bitch, that's the transformation we're talking about. Like that is not the bitch that I see in the confessional.
Listen, they're actually right next to each other. Just look at Amethyst and then look at Sugar. Look at Amethyst and
they're
look
the
at
same
Sugar.
white girl.
They're both not padded, but just look at the way that Sugar wears her clothing and look at the way that Amethyst wears hers.
Like, do you notice how her skirt is kind of like almost pushed out on the hips? And I saw their padding video on TikTok. Them bitches, like, they're prepared for this shit. Like, they're not just like these rinky-dinky local queens who are just gonna jump on the track.
Right.
So what they got, like padding? Like they got baby pads?
Like they got like
the little hip pads and things like
pops.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Pops.
Like But what I'm trying to say is that this is no hate on Amethyst, but I definitely I feel like Amethyst has a ton of potential to really be like a really funny comedy
on
queen.
Season 17 though.
Like a really good comedy queen. Not your sister.
Okay, your sister.
Like, she has the potential to be a really good comedy queen that gives us cute looks. I just think that the same way that Mistress is bringing in Sugar and Spice, I feel like some other girls, like some of the older girls, can definitely mentor the girls.
I think we look at Lucy LeDuc, kind of mentor her a little bit later on, which I think is very sweet. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm still intrigued in her story and seeing how it develops. But Sugar ate this up. She looks beautiful. Like it's wet.
Well, it's super wet for me. Like my pussy's wet.
No, I'm wet. I'm so wet, and I lived, and I died, and then I lived again, and I was like, I want to be reincarnated as Sugar's like, I don't know. I just want to be
her dog.
Like literally, that robot dog. That's my next life. I want that to be my next life. So Malaysia.
Baby doll.
Thoughts. Thoughts on Malaysia's look. So Malaysia's look really looks expensive. I'm just gonna say it from this. It's just the same silhouette, same thing that she's been giving us.
Same story.
This past, last week.
I agree.
So I feel like I want to see something different. Like she does. Like her looks are very pageantry, and gowns, and they're beautiful. Don't get me wrong, they're beautiful. She looks stunning from top to bottom. It's just coming to that point in the competition where it's like, you can't keep giving us the same thing. And I will have the same criticism for Sugar and Spice next week if they give me another look where it's the same look, different colors. Next week, I don't want to see that Sugar and Spice because
y'all not twins no more.
Y'all not twins no more. You know what I'm saying?
I agree 100% with that.
You can't keep giving us the same look in two different colors. You're taking up the space that another queen could have had. At that point.
Well,
so I just feel like Malaysia, it's starting to get to that point where it's predictable, and also the hair, this is the second week that she had the same thing in her entrance look. I get it. These are branding things, but it's also season 15. The girls know that the judges want to see different things and they don't always want you to be so branded in your own brand. So I feel like they don't have that grace no more for them to not know this. It's season 15.
They want that versatility. Like, I think that she looks amazing, but like, again, like Wellington said, like, it started, like, I kind of expect her to come out in a gown. Like I'm kind of expecting next week to be a beautiful wig and like a beautiful gown. Like, I want something to come out like, holy shit. Like
I did not expect this from Malaysia.
I think her entrance look was super interesting. Like, I wouldn't expect her to be a fucking fox. Like, that bitch ate. And like, now I'm like, all right, a gown.
You didn't get fox? I mean, I could have saw it coming.
I couldn't. I didn't think she had that in her repertoire to be that literal.
I don't know. I think
she had it all.
No
to
shit.
touch with what you said, I think it does look expensive, but from different, like, it's different outfits. Like, the hair is from a different outfit. Like, the necklace, the gown. I don't know.
Are you wet?
I think I'm gonna regret it.
You're gonna regret
I'm gonna wet it because I think this is my last wet for her if it's the same chef. Like, I'm challenging.
I'm actually gonna second that.
I'm gonna challenge her next week to be like holy shit, like that bitch looks. If it's a gown again, I'm not even gonna go over it. It's gonna be a regret for me next weekend.
I don't know. I just didn't like the chains exactly on.
And make a decision, girl. Be a strong.
No,
woman.
that's fine. You know, we don't have to agree with everything. This is what makes this podcast interesting. But what I would say is that I am gonna wet it as well. But if she gives me the same story next week, it will be a definitely regret.
We're not giving her any tough time.
Moving on. We're moving on to Anitra.
I think this fucking ate. I think she's the only bitch that could wear that Charlize Theron like fucking hair. The mug is always same. She has the metal appliques underneath the eye, which elongate her eyes. Her makeup is always gonna be like something I'm fucking excited for because that bitch knows how to paint.
Is that her hair?
No.
Because that wig is unclockable.
No, bitch, like it's unspookable, unclockable. Like, I think like this is
those follicles look like they're coming out of her skull.
Bitch, this is my top
hair follicles.
This is my top wet. Like, this is my waterfall of the week. Like,
no, so I really like this look. When I first saw it coming down the runway, I will be honest, I was like, huh? But then actually, as I'm looking at it, and also there's something about the way a queen serves the look on the runway.
Agreed.
And Anitra knows how to walk that runway. And
she walks that fucking duck, bitch.
No, she was so good. And I'm gonna wet it. I'm gonna wet it.
I'm absolutely gonna wet it, but I will say that when she was walking down the runway, I feel like my eyes were just glued to the outfit that I didn't even get to look at her makeup until right now.
Her makeup
is literally what she said in her entrance line. Disgusting. Like, it's so goddamn good. It's flawless. Like, I want to go to a bar and sit next to you and be like, bitch, I'm buying you a drink. Like, I'm running my fucking card and you're getting cash. Like, we doing this. Like, I'm.
No, she definitely gave it. I love the way she was working that cape. It was definitely so dope. It was so dope. Good job. We're all wet for you.
Bitch, I'm
all the tips, girl.
Up next, Mistress Isabel
Eureka O'Hara.
I love Mistress look. I think it's cute. I think that, you know, this is what I'm talking about. She gave us something different. This is short. This is giving shoulders, the hair, you know, the makeup.
The mug is always right.
The mug is always unclockable. Like, the mug is literally the way this woman paints her face should truly be a masterclass. Like, she knows how to fill every spot of her face. She knows how to. Oh my god, it's just beautiful.
I need a tutorial on how to do her mug because I want to learn how to do her mug. Like, she gives me the type of face. It's like I want to.
Do you see that lip? That lip is not just a regular red lip. Like, that's a
ombre lip.
Like, that's an ombre lip. Like, that took time.
And me and you are taking notes. We're like this.
Oh no! Since we press record, like, I think
I love
it's perfect through and through. And you don't even realize that her heels are like little Easter heels. Like, she is in stilettos right now. She is owning that fucking runway. It's a 10. It's a wet. It's a splish splash motherfucking water park.
And you know, I love the fact that you're pointing out the heels because it also goes to the point of like we're gonna overlook something that we may make it a big thing for another queen, but we're gonna overlook it because you're so well put together. So we know that it is what it is. At least the heel matches and the heel goes with the entire outfit. You know,
She's smart. Like, she doesn't want to pull a Eureka Victoria's Skull and cornbread. Like, she is gonna wear a shoe that she won't break that fucking ankle in, and I respect that. She's smart,
but she's also showing leg. Like, that is, look at that leg. Like, it's elongated. Like,
she's really beautiful. I think Mistress.
She's a mother now.
She's a mother. Congratulations to her. She officially adopted Sugar and Spice.
Sugar and Spice Brooks. Like, they are part of the Davenport dynasty.
The fact that Sugar and Spice are part of the Davenports.
That's cunt.
Like, that's
cunt.
Sugar Davenport. Like, bitch. The fact that Kennedy is somewhere in their family as a fucking auntie.
And the fact that Trinity K. Bonet, wanted this.
She did.
Oh,
she did. She tweeted.
And they were over here, like, responding to Trinity, like, yay, thank you.
Thanks,
I love it, though. You could tell, like, in the beginning, Isabel, whatever. Mistress, excuse me. Sorry, her first name. She had that, like, hesitation with them because she was like, all right, what can these bitches do? They showed out who they were. They showed out how they are. And Mistress was eating it up. And now she's like, you know what? You are a Davenport, not how you look, but how you fucking act. Hey, don't let no shit bother you. And I think that's so commendable. She really is, like, even though she's a shady cunt, she's giving me a little bit of miscongeniality already.
No, I was gonna say, I think, should we do our miscongeniality?
But you're telling me Sugar couldn't? Because Sugar really just got, like, no tea, no shade, but bitched by Jax. Like, you kind of got bitched by Jax.
Should we like make it a thing? Like, which part of the season should we do our miscongeniality predictions
today, right now?
No, it's week 2.
It's 9 at this point.
Well, I was gonna say Snatch Game, but that's next week.
That's next week
already, but we'll get into that.
Right. I think when 8 girls are left, half of the cast is done. I feel like after that,
that's a good point.
It's a good point to, like, say who's gonna be miscongeniality.
She's my contender for it already. The way that she just, like, she'll read a bitch, but, like,
doesn't it feel like we've been watching this season for 7 years and it's only been 2 episodes?
Bitch, I feel like I know these girls like the back of my hand. Like, oh, that's Poppy. Oh, that's Mistress.
Right, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm so invested into these girls.
Well, you said earlier, you're like, it's at this point in the competition where you need to, and I'm like, girl, we're on episode 3.
Right.
We're like, where's the diversity? Where's the versatility? It's like, girl, they have 2 episodes.
Right, and it's like, but oh my God, I love Drag Race so much. It's so crazy because it's like, you want so much out of it, and, like, it's insane. Anyways, next we have Jax.
I like the boots.
It's not even like that, like, because I love the creativity, like, I love the innovation. I love, like, that she was able to, like, bring this, like, childhood, like, video game, like, the meaning to her name. But when you put it next to whatever else is on the runway,
it's next to Mistress and Sasha with metal arms like that.
No, bitch, like, it's like no. It's like, shorty, like, look at it like this, like, the bitch you moved off her seat just ate you where the fuck she had to eat you at.
Right.
Like, she ate you on the runway.
Where it matters. In front of RuPaul in the runway.
Oh, and I'm rooting for Jax, and I felt so bad because she was getting so much, like, backlash and hate mail and shit like that. And I could only imagine what the fuck that is. But
you will.
Like, bitch, bring it to the fucking runway. And
bring it to the runway. And also, it's like, don't get me wrong. When I first saw this look come down the runway, I actually had some type of appreciation for it because I also was a fan of that same cartoon. So, like, seeing it, it was like, oh, cool. Like, I can connect with it. It was dope. I think it was cute how he went like this and, like, fist bumped himself, like, as the cartoon did when he first walked out. Like, I love this. The only thing is that there's definitely other ways that this look could have been elevated and could have been definitely more, runway material. I think that those shorts are kind of a cop-out. I feel like he should have tried to do, like, a full body armor situation where, like, his entire thing is metal, and with that, like, with that cargo army print on top, that would have been look cute. Because then it would have been like, oh, you're some type of like
cyborg.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I wanted something like with the makeup too. Like, give me like from Teen Titans Cyborg, like some shit like half of your face is metal cyborg. Like, I wanted more than just like metal arms and dog tags. I feel like her face is gorgeous, but again, I'm just like,
her face is gorgeous and her smile is beautiful.
If
and
you look at if you look at her Instagram, she posted an updated version of the look.
It's always better on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, it is always better on Instagram, but you could obviously know that the show was recorded, long before this. So I'm happy she updated it. It's still very like, I don't know. I guess this is Connecticut cunt. Like,
no, honestly, the update is way better than what she put on the runway.
I'm gonna wet the upgrade and then I'm gonna regret the downgrade.
Yeah, I'm gonna wet the upgrade. I'm gonna regret the one she showed us to,
because that's the one that matters.
And this is like for our listeners, if you were commenting some hate under there, it's just like this is a moment to realize like she upgraded, she learned, she's doing her thing, and the point of this point, like where I was making it, is like she should have brought it to the runway when we're talking about this competition, and she didn't that day, and that's why I felt like Sugar had my heart. Like at that moment, I was like, damn, not only did you eat that shit as a champ and just get like dogged off your seat, but then you just literally put your like cunt on the runway. You was just like, yeah,
I knew Sugar's
this is my dog and this is my cunt.
Like,
and also I loved Spice. She was like, the same way that you stick up for me, you need to stick up for yourself. Like Spice had a real ass moment with her fucking sister and was like, girl, get it together. Like, I really love these two sisters. Like, they cunt as fuck with each other. They cunt as fuck with everybody else.
You really have
and like, I'm literally obsessed. Like, it is Sugar and Spice supremacy. And the tug is officially a Sugar Spice stand.
When she's like looking across and she's like, oh my God, look at Sugar. Like she's definitely not feeling it. And then she's like, oh no, I gotta see because like that's my sister. We're not on the same team, but like we're on the same team, if you know what I mean. I'm like, let's go.
They're icons. They're truly icons.
Sugar's face too, like they screen grabbed it when they said that she was safe. I know that her pussy was on fire and she's like, oh Jax, like I'm gonna be in the back drinking my little House of Love cocktail where you're getting red boots.
Right.
Enjoy though.
Right.
I'll be sipping. Enjoy though.
So after Jax, next up on the runway is Princess Poppy. And Princess Poppy is giving us this blue look.
Mess.
So to give some backstory to this, the Tuck research team did some research and Princess Poppy, this was actually an alternate look that she had. This wasn't actually what she meant to bring to the competition.
So she put it on the accident?
Supposedly, the designer that was creating the garment for her, when they sent her the garment, it wasn't metallic enough. And she was like, I need this to be metallic. Like, this is not metallic. And the designer was like, oh, that's just how I work. Like, it's done. Like, I'm like that. Like, and I was just like, even when they were, I'm not saying she's lying, but I'm saying that, like, whoa, like people, like, wow, like I could not think like a designer, like, I'm building something for you, knowing that this is probably going to go somewhere on TV and I'm going to be like that rude, like, no, like, it was shocking to me, but I'm sure there's fucked up people.
Well, that's the thing. There's some people who, when collaborating, forget that at the end of the day, this is an industry that we have to all work together to make the craft. And if you really burn a bridge, it could, you're closing a door for yourself. So that's what he did. And unfortunately, he closed her door as well because this look was just not it for me.
This look was not it. That wig was not it.
It just all looked so unfinished. Like
everything
no jewelry, no necklace, no earrings. It was just that cobalt blue wig and that little, again, like going off of what she said and what was, I guess, happened, that bitch still could have done something more with the face, the body, pull a fucking Alaska, paint your whole body blue, make it differently. Like that bitch just really put on this little mini dress with that blue wig. It looked good. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think she should have took a risk and like
use your resources.
Mixed another part of your outfit. And I mean,
she did say like researching. She did say she had a backup, like 2 backups for every single runway. I guess besides this one, apparently.
Oh well, I mean, she does say that.
Yeah, she said she had a backup for every single runway, and this was her backup for this one. So we can only imagine what the other backups look like.
If it was a train, she had it a train, like bigger earrings, like big some big fucking
something.
There's a lot missing.
It's a regret.
It's a regret.
It's a regret. Yeah,
I regret even watching her.
So now we're moving on to Lux Noir London, representing Jersey Strong. looking regal, looking beautiful. I love the flames that turn into this gold moment. The way she was on the runway, she was eating it up. She felt beautiful. And I was wet as fuck for Lux this episode.
The hair.
I like the hair. Again, it's just the only thing that's a disconnect for me is that like the outfit is amazing, the hair is amazing. I feel like she's not painting big enough. I feel like they're giving the critique to Marsha, but like if you even see like the picture from afar, like the makeup's not like done to the
Look at
level.
those lips and those eyes.
Like
And
I
that
want,
nose.
like she's just doing a quick little smoky cut crease and a new lip. I want like her makeup to be fucking extravagant. Like I feel like it's not matching the rest of the body. I think this is an absolute wet. I think she looks flawless. I like the hair is immaculate. Again, it's just the only thing that's missing from me constantly with her. It's just like I want more from that makeup. I want like a full like
That's valid.
like I want her makeup to be fucking insane. I feel like she's painting Pretty Girl when bitch you're not in RuPaul's Pretty Girl race.
No, and I actually appreciate you for putting that out because honestly, when I looked at this, I said, "Wow, she looks stunning. She looks beautiful. This is perfect." But I can have the same critique that I had for some other girls, and I have them for others just because I like them more.
Well,
And
you can if they're serving in another area, like you know what I mean. It's
that's also true.
I'm a
That's
greedy
also
bottom.
true. But I also think that imagine if she would have had like a red smoky eye since she has flames. Imagine if she would have had like a red bronzy smoky eye,
Like something
that,
glittery.
like that would have
metallic.
been actually
Okay.
super hot.
Like with Anisha,
Respect that.
Anisha's outfit wasn't that amazing, but that bitch's makeup kind of added to the soup of how fucking great it was. Like,
Right.
and we'll talk about it later. Like, yes, they gave Marsha the critique, but like we'll talk about it obviously later. Marsha did something more with her makeup that added to the look. I feel like Lux. I'm never gonna say she doesn't look good in her makeup. I just expect more. It's a wet for me, but I just want the makeup is a regret.
It's definitely a wet for me. I'm not too sure if she's missing an ear there, if it fell off somewhere before going on, but it looks good. I didn't really like think about it because I look at Lux's face more as that's her stamp. Like that's that bitch's mug. Like
Right.
I'm gonna give it to you. But when you mentioned the red like smoky eye, I'm like, okay, I could see that. For me, it's definitely a wet. Like I really had no critique about it. Like I loved it head to
You got
toe.
3 wets.
Yeah, I live.
Moving on
I
to
live.
Lucy LaDuca.
This was good as fuck for me. The one thing that's missing for me is that like is the wig. I think the wig is falling flat to this. Like if you just look from the neck down, this is a fucking look. And that bitch has the best body of the season. She knows how to pad. She knows how to make that hourglass look like it's sitting. I have no reservations about her body, the outfit. The makeup even looks immaculate. Her voice is so cut.
Oh, her voice is
It's just the fucking hair for me. The hair is so pedestrian, like running to CVS to grab Imodium. Like, I want more.
Well, I ask you this: how would you do the hair for this?
Something bigger, like Barbarella, big ass curls, or even like a curled mohawk where it's like shaved in the sides, curled up mohawk, like something where like the wig, or even if like pull a Sasha Colby and have a headpiece that gives more than a wig. I just feel like the wig is very swooped and pretty and gowny, and the outfit is very, very like metallic glamazon. Like the outfit looks expensive. The more you zoom into it, like that bitch, her body is fucking insane.
No, that's a woman, baby.
Yeah, no, it's her body's definitely insane. She looks really, really good. I think that the wig, I don't hate it, but I also feel like it could have been different. But I also like this little character where it's kind of like, we have this like her face and her body is like telling a whole different story, but it somehow works. You know what I'm saying? Like she kind of looks like a superhero character, like a Marvel character, that is from outer space, and she looks dope. I really liked it.
It's a wet.
It's a wet for me. It's a wet. Yeah. Now we have Spice.
Bro, like, oh my god, like this is literally right off of a freaking fantasy. Like this is like what you draw on your like book and you doodle in class, and they're like, yo, I just went in on this little doodle. Like this is art.
It's so good
in real life.
And of course, Sugar had a similar look, but it's so different at the same time, and it's so well put that it's kind of like you have to appreciate the fact that you can recreate a look, make it look different, and still make it look so good.
And they do their own hair. Like they're not some little queen, like baby queen that like is gonna wear someone else's hair, someone else's like they at least do their own hair. So like, and the hair looks good
all the time.
Like that's the one thing. Their hair always looks phenomenal. I get the references point. Like I get everything that they're doing. Like
the crimp hair is everything.
Again, it's
and like
so
the
good.
metallic tights, like that is such a big like. I'm glad that they really like took that. That's attention to detail. I feel like
to the neck,
like any other person would have probably just wore like a regular color tight or like and not really look into getting a metallic looking one. And look how much that tight elevates that entire.
Let's take a look. How you have to think. Not only is the outfit all like the same blue, the tights are the same blue, the hair, the makeup, the lips, the dog.
It's so cohesive.
Through and through.
Through and through.
That's
and
all.
That takes a lot. That takes a lot.
Oh my Lord, that's
so I can really appreciate. I can really appreciate that.
I live.
Next up is
I'm gonna give her a wet. I'm gonna give Spice a wet.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, I thought that was
a good one.
So you know.
She said, "Oh, you think Jax is in the top?"
She said, "Jax who?
We're wet."
She did a backflip week 1.
Next up is Robin Fierce. And Robin Fierce is giving us Fierce warrior. I think she looks great. My only
the one leg.
My only critique is that I wish there was more metal. There was more like metallic. I think it's cute. I think there's hints of metallic, but I feel like it could have been like more metallic. I feel like there's more fabric than metallic, and the category is metallic.
She's gorgeous. I think her beat is always going to be out there like looking amazing. I'm kind of turned off. I never like a one leg piece. I always think it looks kind of awkward. Take away that long leg piece. It's a bodysuit with metal arm and a staff. I don't know. She just from now and even from episode 1, she gives me very safe queen. Very safe queen.
No, she turned it on the runway. I'll give her that. I will say
a 2-minute runway. She did it.
I wish there was more. Wish there was more metallic on it, but I like her. But it is.
I like her too, and I can welcome that criticism that you have of her being a safe queen. But I also feel like there also has to be some type of power of the edit that comes into play because like having 15 plus queens and most of them be above proficient, like. Sometimes we might be disregarding queens that are doing great, and we just may not make it seem like they're doing great because it's just great. It's normal. They being strong, like she's being strong from the beginning.
She's not bad.
She's not bad.
Exactly.
So, but there's so much good that you kind of have to like go above and beyond the good to kind of get recognized. Yeah. And I feel like that's kind of the thing that like, which I guess it is safe.
I give it a regret.
No, I don't regret it. I think I'm wet.
For sure.
I'm wet. Next up,
Jan.
Marsha.
It's so funny because in the beginning, I remember watching the first episode in Orlando, like looking, I'm like, oh, okay, like she's like, okay. I fucking live for her. I don't give a fuck how simplistic, and I'm gonna give this queen a pass. I don't give a fuck.
She's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous, and I like. She said, I'm going to try something new. Granted, she didn't do the most craziest new thing with her makeup, but that bitch did something new. I really think she looks amazing. I think she looks good as fuck.
And don't get me wrong, I feel like from the makeup that she showed us in the 2-hour premiere, this is something new for her. This is something different.
This is her idea of trying something new.
So you also have to give, I feel like there has to be some grace being given in the sense of like how much you push that trying something new, because also when the queens try something new and fail horribly at it, it's because they do too much of it. I feel like when you try something new, you have to try in moderation because you also have to look good.
I agree 100%.
But I'm gonna clock you real quick, Kevin, because how you gonna say that my bitch Robin is giving? Oh, she just got a bodysuit and she take away the spear, this and that. I'm gonna regret it.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm a fan of Marsha. Cute, funny. Like, I love her aura, but like, girl, this is tights, some boots, and a little fucking breastplate dress, and then some 34-minute, like, okay, maybe like an hour, I would say, and a half of makeup. You know what I mean? The hair is not all that. Like, it's cute. It's good.
It's better.
But what?
She took 40 minutes to her makeup when Robin did a mug in 2 hours. Looks better. Marsha is a brand. Robin has came out in all these looks. I'm still searching for what Robin is. Marsha we got, and I'm giving.
So hold on. So now you rock with her brands, because her makeup brand. right?
Yeah.
Her face, her mug, her stamp, but you was not fucking with my bitch Lux.
Because I can't see it.
Bitch, if the camera wasn't zoomed in, you're not seeing this from row 3. You're not seeing that
That's
mug
why I'm
from the
watching
back
it
of the
from
fucking
New Jersey.
bar.
No, but he has a point.
You're not seeing that from the back of the bar.
He has a point. The makeup is not. You can't have the same critique you have for Lux for her because the makeup is definitely not. Like, there's not so much of a difference in the makeup. It's not that big of like pop. So I think that
neither are mistresses, and I'm good. I'm piping up because I'm a standby Marsha.
Pipe up, because you got me hot right now. Because
I'm a pipe up because
you're not about to clock.
I think Marsha's brand is that minimalistic makeup. That's not Lux's, and Lux is giving minimalism. That's not her brand.
But the same critique that I have for Malaysia that she needs to show is different is the same critique I have for Marsha. I know she has a brand, but like I just said, we have to step away from these brands and give the judges different things. Every queen that has done the same thing in these last 2 episodes is getting a pass from me. Get it out of your system. Next week, I want to see something different.
I keep forgetting, like, bitch, we're talking about episode 10. Like, bitch, it's episode 3.
No, it's episode legit. It's episode 2, no?
Episode 3, because it's like
but to me it's by week, so it's like it's the second week.
I'm gonna wet it.
I'm gonna wet it because she looks beautiful, but it's like a wet, and then it's like
it's wet, but I'm gonna drown it.
Yeah, like it's wet, but like I am going to turn the faucet down because I want to push you to do better and I want to see better. And I also love how we tell them, like, I want to push you to do better when like this is recorded and we're gonna get what we're gonna get.
She can try her best.
We like I hope that you did something better.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad, but it is similar to everything else that she's done, and we need to see something different, you know?
And that's fine.
Next up, Ara Mayari.
I think she let out a fart. Yo, Brew killed me with the commentary because she was making these faces on that runway that I'm like, all right, Sally, live your fantasy, but it was just not working. But I love the outfit. I wish there was more at the bottom, but I love the color. I think she's like the queen that has worn the color green the best on that stage. It looks really good.
I wish that she would have gave us some type of like long boot that was kind of the same material of that piece.
Like Jan's season All-Star 6 promo.
Yeah.
They're all made by the same artist, the Bunny B-Fly. She was on Drag Race Thailand. I just feel like it's kind of like since we saw Sasha first and they're very similar outfits, I'm gonna relate it back to Sasha because Sasha just sold it with not only how it looks, but the presentation of it. Aura Mayari is giving me, I'll take it, a filler queen. I feel like nothing that she has done. She wore 3 black outfits the first time we saw her, and now she's wearing an all green outfit that I'm still not, like, she's a gorgeous girl. She's just not, I guess, my cup of tea, and you decide that shade. I don't know. I feel like I've seen this look a lot with a lot of queens. It's kind of like what's in now, the like metallic-y, different colors. I don't know. It's a regret.
The fucking theme is metallic.
Right.
But see how almost every queen did something different.
But I think that something that Aura is going through is the same thing that Robin is going through, where it's like they're getting lost in that safe zone.
She'd be good on like a season 9. If she walked in on season 9 or 8 with this outfit, we'd be gagging. But now that season 15, I just want that one step more that makes it special. Like I want like Sugar and Spice, like they do that one thing more that makes it like special and exciting. And she's just not.
In this case, it would have been those boots or like something on the leg to bring the outfit together from top to bottom. I think it stops at the hip. I think
I love it from the hip up.
Also,
yeah,
it's cute.
The shoes just look like those were like she was like, oh wait, hold on, these other ones is not comfortable for me. I'm gonna rock these ones, and but it's safe again, and it's a wet.
It's a regret for me.
I'm going to regret it because I really feel like she should have had something better at the feet. So I'm gonna regret it. Moving forward, we have Selena Estides. And Selena Estides is wearing this
garbage.
Watch your fucking mouth, bitch. If you get the storyline, she's from the motherfucking West Coast. And you know when every time when bitches from the East Coast fly out there and they take their little pictures in that motherfucking little, like, all them little lampposts and shit. I got the message, bitch. I read the sign.
And I'm still not buying it. Like,
so I get the message.
I left it on red.
The only thing I don't get is why does she have a bob and a 40-inch at the same time?
Wait, what?
That's fucking kind, cause she can like.
Oh my God, Edward,
You're in the front, party in the
fake.
back.
You're being fake, Edward.
If Marsha wore that, you would have ate her.
You're being fake.
If Marsha
Girl,
you're being
oh my
fake.
God. Okay,
Because
I'm not
you
gonna
know
lie.
that there's no way you have a bob and then you have a 40-inch in the back. Like, I'm sorry,
fun.
this is not. I feel like not with this look, and also like.
Okay, maybe not with this look. I'll agree with not with this look.
Head, if she took off all the street signs on her,
so
the thing on her head would not make any type of sense. It wouldn't even look like a light. Like it's a metal bodysuit with glue on little appliques. And again, her beat is right. I think she knows how to beat, but like, bitch, like she tried to be out of the box, and the box did not even look good.
No, I love it. I love it. It's like I'm sorry. Hear me out. I will say the hair makes sense because it's like, bitch, like you're gonna read my signs, and then I got my 40 inches behind me. Like it looks so good. Like look at this picture right here in the corner where she said, look at that leg. She said, "Bam, baby, chorizo." Like hair down the fucking waist. Oh, I live. Like, can it be elevated? Yes. But I think...
Is it a regret? Yes.
No.
I will regret it.
I regret it with my heart.
I like it.
Well, then that's great. Moving on. No, actually, that's it. So...
Thank God. Thank God.
So that was that was the category. That was long, wrong way. I think overall, though, when you see all of the queens together...
They look good.
They look good. Like, when you see the entire cast, this cast... Came to dress.
If it was just Selena by himself, it's trash. But all together, they all look amazing.
All together, they really all do look amazing. So, at the top, we have Sasha Colby.
Mother.
We have who else?
Lucy LaDuca.
1 second.
And Lux.
And Lux Noir.
Then at the bottom, we have Princess Poppy,
Jax,
and Amethyst.
A fist.
During the deliberations, I'm just gonna really point this out. I really didn't like the way Jax threw his team under the bus.
It was corny.
Like I thought it was super corny to say that the reason why you didn't speak is because other people were fucking up the line, so then it threw you off. Even Rue thought it like that because Rue said, "So what did that have to do with you?" Like. Literally, like, Rue kept asking...
She's over this season. Like, she's over
Rue kept asking her, like, what, girl? Like, you're saying that other people's fuck-ups made you fuck up? So now you're basically trying to say that their failure... You're trying to basically appropriate their fucking failure. Like, are you serious?
No, I feel like what happened out there was she was trying to probably say, like, well, bitch... Or no, hold on. I think that... I think that Jax went in with the mentality of, like, bitch, like, action, cut... go, leg, act, these other bitches is like, I'm here, I'm giving like improv, take it, the camera's on, we rolling, like we making shit happen. And I don't think she missed that message. She threw them under the bus a little bit, but it wasn't like she didn't like
she didn't take no accountability
at all.
At the end, she said, but I agree, it could have been better.
No, she literally takes accountability. She says, but now I understand that that's where I should have adjusted, because if everyone else was improv, then I should have really just like upped the antes and really just like gave it to the girls.
That the way that you start that statement is by saying, RuPaul, the thing is that, I should have adjusted to my teams, not throwing them under the bus first and then say I should have changed. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna go when I recap this season. I'm not gonna think about what the queens were thinking in that moment because I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. I'm gonna go by what I watched, and she threw her team under the bus, and that was fucked up. Because if the team was bad, they would have been there with her. She was the only one from that team that was at the bottom.
That is a gag.
And that was the gag. You didn't want to listen to Sugar. You wanted to be mean. You wanted to be disrespectful and fucking legit grab her from where she was sitting and put her to the end. That's mad bullish. Like, I'm sorry, I don't like when the gay guys bullying each other. I don't like that shit. We already go through so much bullying, like for you guys to bully each other inside the same community. I hate when the white gays do it to the colored gays in the club. I hate it when the gays do it to the trans. I hate that shit. Don't do that shit. Don't bully each other. So I did not like that moment at all.
Shade is cute, but like, let's not like it. Just maybe now I look at Jax differently because I don't like the whole hands on someone else. Like I just think it was corny. I feel like she needs to reap what she sowed. That bitch should have been the bottom, in my opinion.
She should have been in the bottom
for the accountability that she.
I don't know. Like
Amethyst did not deserve to lip sync for her life. She did not deserve that. That was actually so fucked up. Princess Poppy should have been at the bottom.
With that wig?
Amethyst,
but when you look
at Amethyst Runway and Princess Poppy's and Jax.
Yes, but look at the mug. Look at the mug.
But look at the critiques. It did not make sense. They saved Jax because the girls were recorded untucked, and the only reason why they saved Jax is because the producers legit saw the Princess Poppy said, "I don't want to be in this competition anymore." That's the only reason why Jax didn't go home. If Princess Poppy wouldn't have said that, they would have came back on the runway and Jax would have lip synced.
That part.
Okay, I do think that probably is true, but I still think that Jax's mug was better than Amethyst and.
I think it's more than mug.
Well, we'll just see how the season rolls out then.
When it comes to the bottom, it has to be about overall and about critiques that we just saw on the
that we just heard. Okay.
Like Amethyst had the better critiques out of all of these queens, and it actually really made me feel fucked up for her because she lip synced for her life last week to stay in the competition, and then she finds herself in the bottom again this week, but she doesn't deserve to lip sync.
She does. I agree.
So like, why? Like, it made me upset because it's like, damn, like if she would have went home, that would have been so unfair for Amethyst.
Give the bitch a bone. Like I feel like she's trying her best. And also I feel like it was Jax night. I feel like it was in the cards for her. Like she was a bad team member. The
entire episode was edited as if Jax was gonna go home, and he didn't because of what Princess Poppy said.
I feel like they were worried about losing her. That bitch probably would have ate Princess Poppy up in any lip sync, regardless. I feel like it was Jax's time. I feel like this was definitely a low, not a bottom for Amethyst.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I was actually. It got me upset because I feel like she actually worked hard to show the judges different, and because of edits and production, things didn't go the correct way. Any other thoughts about the work? I'm sorry, I got passionate, but I had to.
I got passionate. I just really want to see how it goes out. I think that Princess Poppy did go home, or I was at least in the bottom for that, that reason. Mm-hmm. And then in her lip sync, she didn't really stay in character to the essence of
that bitch.
Diana Ross.
Amethyst versus Princess Poppy, and Jax is declared safe with Sasha Colby as the winner of the motherfucking challenge. I think it was funny. I think she's gonna make a brand off of that little. I think it wasn't old.
She should.
Each time,
if she's smart, she should.
Each time she did that, it just got funnier. I feel like this is definitely a deserved win. I feel like I low-key hate sometimes with the edits how they like, oh, Sasha, mother, she's gonna fuck up, then she fucking eats. But I think it's a win, well deserved for Queen Mother of Sasha Colby. And great job to Lux. I think Lux also did an amazing job. And Lucy had an amazing redemption arc. You could tell Lucy was up there, nervous as fuck, waiting to be read. She was there like this, yeah. Like, I think her Dolly Parton saved her. And I feel like the tops, I think it was a good, the tops were solidified with Sasha winning. How do you feel?
I agree. That was hers from the second she put her fucking heel on that stage.
Mm-hmm. She did a really good job. Congratulations to Sasha Colby. And of course, the lip sync was, I love the fact that they did Ain't No Mountain High.
Two white queens doing a Diana Ross song in front of, and that RuPaul's favorite artist is Diana Ross. To see two white twinks doing it in front of her, I know her ancestors are rolling in their graves right now. She's probably like, oh my God, like, I guess we'll just...
And I loved what Amethyst was serving.
Yeah, she had the perfect outfit for it. I think she could have...
Bitch, she knew.
She had the perfect outfit, and she was serving it. Princess Poppy was not giving up a fight, though. Like, she was...
She should have given up.
She was doing good.
I think she was doing too much for that Diana Ross song, like going off stage in front of the queens and doing this little pussy pop.
Well, that's as soon as she went off stage, I knew she lost because That's
Like, you
always
can't stay.
Michelle has always said that if you go to the back too much, you lose me.
Don't lose your wig, don't lose your shoes, don't lose your outfit. Like, there's a template that you need to follow. And that bitch was like, I'm just going to do my own thing because who the fuck knows what's going to go on? And I think Amethyst she delivered. I feel like what really assisted her in her deliverance was her outfit. That bitch was the white Diana Ross out there with the big hair and the cape. I feel like it was a little racial, but I still think that
it was not racial. Let's not start another Elliot with 3 Ks situation this season. I think she had a very good outfit for it. I think she could have sold it more and used the little like
I agree.
train that she had and like spun around so it caught more air. But maybe she was also wise with what she knew her hair could handle with spins. I'm excited, and I think with Amethyst, and I also want to say this with Lux, those are 2 stories that I'm interested in seeing how it goes up and down. Because not that I see a down coming, but I feel like not that Lux has been underperforming. It's just I feel like she's holding back to really give it. So I want. Oh, girl, my pussy's on fire.
Anyway, sorry, I live in Newark. Yeah, so Amethyst wins the lip sync, and Princess Poppy is declared the loser and to sashay away.
Funny how the tables turn.
Jax, you got saved, but I'm on you. And
the tuck is on that ass.
And beware, because I did not like how you did that to your sisters.
Don't touch your sisters. This is not a physical sport.
And we are not fighting each other. And don't be rude. Don't be changing people out of their chairs. Like, if you want that chair, sit there first. The fuck? Just don't be rude about it. Don't be so uncool. Well, that has been the tea. Now you decide the shade. Follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at The Talk Podcast. Make sure that you subscribe to our podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast. Give us a rating, 5 stars. We love you. We love to read your comments. We love to read your reviews. So please let us know how we can get better. Let us know how we can,
But be nice about it.
No, give con. We give con, so give con.
I'm emotional.
Oh, now she's emotional.
Now she's emotional.
Bitch, I'm a Cancer.
Well, I'm excited to see what this weekend brings.
I'm really excited. And
should we go out Friday?
We should. I actually want to go out Saturday.
Well, Friday,
because I want to serve cunt this weekend.
Saturday, let's go out. Wait, before we leave, who's everyone's top so far? Like, who's their queen to win? I'll go first. I'm going to say from the jump every week, Anitra is my number 1. Who's everyone else's?
So I'm going to give you my top. My top is definitely Sasha Colby.
Hello.
Mistress Isabel Brooks and Sugar and Spice.
I think for me it's Mistress, Sugar and Spice.
And Lux Noir London.
Absolutely.
I would add Lux Noir London too.
I love Lux.
Thank you guys so much.
See you next week. Mwah.